Hey everyone, welcome to my channel and my kitchen. Today, we're going to make sauerkraut together. As you can see, I got a huge, massive head of cabbage. Now I'm going to cut it and shred it for pickling. First, I'll turn it like this. I removed the outer 2 layers of leaves. I made sure the clean part remains. And from this core part, I'm going to make stuffed cabbage rolls. I'll cut it so it can be rolled and remove this part here. If your cabbage is large, you can also cut it like this and make stuffed cabbage rolls with a portion of it. That's why I bought a large cabbage. All right, everyone, I've cut my cabbage in half. Look, I'm going to make stuffed cabbage rolls with these leaves. I've set those aside. The remaining part, I'm going to divide it into pieces. I'm separating them. Here's our shredded cabbage. Now I'm going to chop it into small pieces. I'm putting the chopped cabbage into a large bowl. Yes, as you can see, I've filled the bowl with my cabbage. Now, what do? I want to show you this too. We're going to salt our cabbage nicely with rock salt. We'll let it sit overnight, everyone. Trust my recipe. I've prepared about 1 cup of rock salt. I've put it in my bowl. Since I'll be adding it by the handful, I've shown you 1 cup. If I use more, I'll write down the exact measurement for you. I've added 2 handfuls of salt to my cabbage. I'm adding the 3rd handful. And I'll mix them well. Enjoy. I'll make sure the salt gets all over. And we'll let it sit like this for the first night. Trust my recipe, everyone. It won't lose its crispiness at all. It will lose volume and won't take up much space in the jar. It will become even better. I'll mix this well now. I'll toss it around. I'll make sure the salt reaches everywhere. We added 3 handfuls of salt. I'm adding another handful. 4 handfuls of salt. That's enough, it won't be too salty. If you have a larger bowl, which I do, I just took this to show you. I'll pour it into a larger container. I'll mix it well. I can put it back in this bowl. Look, it's already starting to lose volume. The gas will escape, the water will come out. It won't lose its crispiness. It will be a very delicious pickle. I'm closing the lid. We'll let it sit like this overnight. I want to mention, 1 cup of rock salt was good for this basin. Similarly, I'm adding salt to my other basin, adding 3 handfuls of salt. I'm kneading it the same way. I'll put that aside and move on. All right, I want to show you my cabbage after it's been sitting overnight. Look how much it has reduced in volume. Look, it hasn't lost any of its crispiness. I'm giving it a mix. I tasted the salt, it's just right. I've chopped them into rounds. I'm adding my carrots. I chopped some green bell pepper. I'm adding those too. Carrots are optional, but highly recommended. I personally love bell peppers in pickles. I've added the pepper. I have some talking cucumbers. I'll add those in between. Of course, add them if you have them. If not, it's not necessary to add them at all. I had them at home. I want to add them too. I've mixed it all up nicely. I peeled and chopped my garlic cloves. Now I'm adding a few pieces of garlic to the bottom of the jar. And then I start filling. I'm pressing down a bit with my hand. I'm adding garlic to the middle again. See, and the cucumbers I mentioned. After adding 3 of them in the middle, I'm filling with cabbage again. Look, I've cut the tops and bottoms of my cornichons. I wash them thoroughly. You must wash them. Otherwise, your pickle brine won't be clear. We need to wash all the ingredients very well. I'm adding garlic again. We put garlic at the bottom, middle, and top, 3 places. I'm pressing down nicely. I won't be adding any more salt. Adjust the salt according to your own taste. We already salted it. I added enough salt. It shouldn't be bland. Taste the cabbage and adjust the salt. If it's not salty enough, your pickle will get mushy. It won't last long. And it won't be delicious if it's too salty. You can adjust the saltiness to your preference. Look, I've prepared my colorful pickle beautifully. If we hadn't salted the cabbage like this, it would have been much firmer and wouldn't have taken up as much space in the jar. This way, it turned out much better, and we have more quantity. We had 1 head of cabbage. With the ingredients I added, I've ended up with 2 jars of pickles. Folks, as you can see. And I want to show you the brine. We salted it. This is the collected liquid from the cabbage. Now, what do? I tasted the salt. I'm taking about a 1/4 cup of the salty brine that collected at the bottom of our cabbage. Not too much, folks. I'm not adding all of it. I put 1 in each. This way, I've adjusted the saltiness. Now I'm adding the vinegar. About 1 cup of vinegar, and this 1 cup of vinegar I'll add to the other. And a 1/2 head of cabbage, look, about 1/2 cup of vinegar. I've added a total of 1 1/2 cups of vinegar. I used white wine vinegar for this. I'm adding about 1 teaspoon of sugar. I won't add citric acid. I'll put in a lemon slice. 2 in each. Now we're adding water to the top. I'm filling our pickles with tap water like this. I'm closing the lids tightly on the other one as well, making sure no air gets in. All right, everyone, let's store our pickles in a cool place away from sunlight. In 2 to 3 weeks, your pickle will be ready. Give it a little shake. I'll shake